Okay, so on teacups, basically you've got this idea of turning the toes in, not like this, but definitely not out, or not even really forward, slightly in. Now, part of what that does is it engages this musculature, and this is going to be true on all the postures, right? It engages this musculature here, and it does it on both legs, and it also makes it, if you do this and you try to get your lower back into this picture, it's not, it sort of lets it go, kind of lets it fall out. When you turn them in a little bit and then you feel this, you'll find that that line through there, and that your knee is in a good alignment position, but that it's not getting torqued out. Now you could do that if you forced it, do not. And it's not falling inside so that all the weight falls on the knee and the ligaments. If you do that, it destroys your knee. So you want it so that it's right there, kind of like the gunslinger position, or I'm standing on a boat that's going from side to side and I don't want it to throw me over, and your musculature can take that. Now the big thing when you're doing 20 minutes, 25 minutes of Bagua, and you're doing that, is that all the muscles in there, not developed yet or needing more work, are going, ah! but they're doing it. You'll be sore at the beginning, don't overdo it, and that'll go away, and then you'll start developing this strength in there that if you feel my legs through here, they've got this boing kind of a steel that flexes a little bit, quality to them. That's what you want. That gives you power, speed, quickness, and strength, and it engages the whole body into the movement. So then with that, from here, relaxed and down and cupped at the hands, and you're cupping around there. And I'm going to let you see this from a few different positions. And big and long, because you want that stretch as well as that strength building that you're working on getting. And I'm turning into different positions so you can see it. So the stretch plus the strength building that it's coming off of. So it's giving you both things at the same time. This kind of a deal, and it's palm up the whole time. Palm's never turned over on the first one. Same thing on both hands. And you see this part there, and you'll notice I am not further forward than the front of my own knees here. I'm not this to do this. That breaks your integrity again. It's here. Like that. So we'll stop with that for a minute. So the question I got asked was, how much of a curve do you have? And ideally, here's a straight line, or here's a straight line, and here is a curve, a slight one, not a sharp, not one like this. I want a slight curve all the way through. You want a slight curve all the way through. If I have a slight curve, then my whole body integrity is in there. If I have a big curve, what's happened is I've come too far forward here to take the pressure off my legs, muscles, mostly in this case, the front ones. It also means all your power is isolated in the upper body now. It's up here. And as soon as you try to engage your legs, you'll have to do this to engage your legs. Well, ideally, you don't have to do that to engage your legs. That's where you are. All the way. And same thing down through there. You've got to come down a little bit to engage it. No, that's where you want to start. And so you're sitting on top of that coming in. Yeah, you'll feel that pretty quickly right in the beginning. Okay? If you're, hey, my legs are taking this okay, but I'm in this position, no, it's because you really have broken all that structure instead of having it and using it. All right. So if you look at the legs here, he's sinking in a little bit so that knee's in some, and his knees are more of a straight up and down. So what he needs to do is come down about that much, an inch, and then he's got to pretend that the beach ball is in here pushing his knees further apart, and he's got to turn his toes in just a little bit. Now keep going. And then make sure to have that inch down there. And he starts feeling this pressurization pushing out between his knees, like that. And you see him sinking from one side to the other. That is correct. All right. So from here, it hollows in and then comes out. The fix for that is going to be he comes forward just a little bit from there. Make sure he keeps that beach ball in between the legs. Like that, sit down about another ½ inch. There you go. Now it came underneath him. Now that is a lot more work. He's going to feel that a lot more, but it is the right work. Yeah. Yeah, you're feeling it, definitely you feel that work through the legs, but it's work that is not destroying your legs, it's work that is making them stronger, although it'll be, you'll feel it tomorrow.
Corkscrew feeling.
Yeah, the corkscrew into the ground, this is correct. So once you get out there, there's this turn, right, and a shift, and it turns and it shifts. And so the part we've worked on so far is this palm, which everybody sees, but this body work is equally important because you really are then catching your whole structure and all the musculature in between and working your connective tissues and muscles through there and training them and making them fluid and circular and exchanging and all that stuff. So what's that about? And there's a bunch of things I could show you about it. I'm going to show you one simple one at the moment. I'm here, he's in front of me, he punches to take my head off, and I turn to the side. I hit him in the back of the head while his punch is out there, because I did this. Bang, right? Come again. And there it is. That's a knockout where I'm hitting him. Come from this side. And it's a knockout right there. He's in it. There that is from the front. I then circle that part. Don't worry about that. And I have other things going on now. But what you're most interested in is just that first part of the move. It could also be he's punching and I come that way, come from this side doing that. And it's there. And then here you come this way. Again, don't worry about the rest. Just right off the bat, first thing you go, bang, and it's zoned that arm out and you've chopped him in the back of the neck. So literally that's there for the rest. All right. So the question that God asked me was, what if I'm shorter? I'll let you do the technique. Come over here. I'm going to be bringing the punch. What if I'm shorter? Then how do I make the technique get to their head? Well, if your partner is throwing the punch like okay, there, you won't. But in the street, or for a real situation, if that's all they're doing the punch, you don't have to worry about it, and you circumvent it, go ahead and continue the move. You circumvented their move anyways, because they didn't reach you. So if they want to punch through you, blang, there you are. And so that's an important training consideration. How's your partner punching? If I'm punching like, well then, you know, there are other moves for that. But if they're like, ah, here they come, now we're talking. Okay.